Hey guys, I'm here making this video to explain my experiences with Team Ivy. So going forward with the whole thing, after I'd been done with TwizClan, I decided to try my luck with Team Ivy. My first experiences to Team Ivy, I joined and it was active here and there. There are people playing, there are people like doing their thing, and I had needed to do my introducing video for me. And so going on forward, I had paid an editor. After doing that video, I kept grinding forward, and over the period of a couple months, I had accumulated over 1,600 clips with their clan tag and supporting them. Whether it be all the way up until 6 on-screens, 7 on-screens, 9 multis, I had supported them through so many amazing clips. And so over time, people were being less active, people were putting themselves less into things, people were doing a lot less in the clan. And I started to get upset with the clan after a month into it. And I was telling the leader how he should do this, how he should do that, and how these things are going on, how we should drop people, how we should pick up people. And he would always push me aside and say, no, I don't don't worry about it. He would always push away those facts and try to ignore them. We need to be putting ourselves into this. I'd be giving them motivational speeches. I'd be trying my best. I'd be trying to motivate people and get stuff done. And then all it would have is the leaders coming at me for it's not dying, nothing's happening, people are just doing work behind the scenes. I'd get excuses about how people would be doing this and that, when in reality no one was doing anything for the team. And if things weren't being done, it was being done in the smallest of amounts that you couldn't even notice. Nothing helpful at all. The leaders always said that they had stuff to do, they had personal things in life, they had personal problems, all that. They were doing things outside of gaming, so they couldn't work that hard. And I would completely respect that. They're doing their thing, I give them an excuse, it's a valid one, I let them go. But then it turns out that whole thing was a lie. They would sit there and play Rocket League all day, they would sit there and play British roleplay all day, they would sit there and do these things, and it wouldn't say time elapsed, it would say that they're doing it right now. They're doing their thing. And even on top of that, they'd be playing Rust. They'd be playing for hours and hours on games that had nothing to do with our channel, not benefit us in a single way. And if I come at them for playing the games that they were doing, like Valorant and all that, they'd come at me and be like, well, what are you playing? You get to play you want. You get to enjoy your time. Yes, I do get to enjoy my time, but that's after I do the work. That's after I do my commitment for the team. All they were doing is wasting their time and just ignoring all the responsibilities they had to take on with the team. There was a time in the clan where the past 6 videos, I was in 2 of them, and when I had argued with them about how they're not doing anything, they would ask what I've done for the team and how I haven't done anything and how I'm not working to do better, when I literally had 2 of their posts out of 6. I would always grind towards it, I would always do my thing, I would always try to interact with people, even if it was through DMs. I would always keep trying new tactics that I could use for a future montage, and I was always trying to motivate the people. Always. One of the players was arguing with one of the co-leaders, and someone came in and butted in, and one of the players got upset that he was butting in, and then all leaders started jumping one of the player. And then one of the other leaders let it just happen. They watched it and let it happen. And I myself, as a player, had to stand up for him in front of everyone. You know how embarrassing that is to have all the people of power just gang up on one player? It's so childish. Ivy itself is just childish. How they run things, how they don't care about the responsibilities. I can sit here, game, edit, do videos, go out with people, do these other things, involve myself in drawings. I could do so many things and also take, these are all things I take time for. I can balance and maintain these. Let's say they have a job in school. That doesn't mean you don't have free time. And even if fine, you can have the day off to do your thing, but it's not every single day. They had what, 700 people in the Discord to have nobody talk, to have nobody be interactive. And if it was, what would it be? Submissions to join the team? They make a whole list of what they want to do, what they should be doing, what they should work on, and then it doesn't get done. None of it gets done. And then what happens a couple weeks later, or even in a week, they make the same checklist. And then what happens in voice calls, they talk about the same checklist. They talk about doing these things, but they don't do anything. And then they say, we made this checklist, that was being productive, Seer. That's not being productive. Making a checklist for the 5th time is not innovating or doing anything new. And so time and time again, I would be fighting with the team about how they weren't taking it seriously, how they shouldn't be the ones in charge, how they're running it awfully, and then they would just always give me excuses for everything they did. Everything they did, they would always give me excuses. So I'm thinking about joining a second team because I want to use my time towards something worth it. I actually wanted to like put my skills to good use and not be wasted on some sideline. And so I joined that clan, and after a bit of being in it, I was promoted to co-leader. After doing so much for the team, after like putting my work, and they actually seeing how like what I was worth, they gave me co-leader. After like a week of me being a co-leader, I then got a DM from the leader, from Ivy, about how I can't be in 2 teams. And then later he stated that it doesn't matter that I'm on 2 teams, it matters that I'm a co-leader at 1 team, and that I'll be going against the other team. When in reality, all I did was have my work for them and have my work for the other team. Nothing crossed over, nothing was bad. And then he just talks about how every team steals players from them, but he doesn't know why they do it. He doesn't understand why that all the players are getting stolen. They're not getting stolen. They're sick of just how they've been treated. They're sick of how it's been run. They're sick of just everything about it. And so no one's being stolen. We've all given up the hope that we had because the team couldn't treat it how it was supposed to be treated. And the leaders were arguing in voice chat about me being a co-leader. I was stating how much Ivy meant to me because it was my first clan that I've ever been in. 13 years of gaming, I finally worked myself up, and I wanted my first clan to be special. I wanted it to be important. I wanted it to mean something to me. After 30 minutes of an explanation to show them and tell them how much it meant to me, they said, what if the other clan blew up? And I said I would still be here and support Ivy, and they laughed at me. They laughed at me in my face. And they treated me as a piece of power for the clan because I had co-leader. And to me, it's what you do with the role given to you. You can be the power part of it, or you can be the balancing part of it. Right now in my current clan, I use my co-leader role as a second voice. I use it as suggestions. I use it as help. Recently, Team Ivy had been through a rough patch and had issues with another leader, and so they completely decided to strip him of all social media, kick him out of his YouTube, kick him out of his own Discord. Basically, they started up a whole new Discord, and they completely just banished him with the power. And with the power they had and how they acted and what they did with themselves, no one wanted to speak up. If I had brought up something, they were like, oh, it's just you, Seer, it's just you feeling this way. Other people don't speak up because when I spoke up, I got completely trashed on, and when someone else spoke up, they got trashed on, so everyone else kept quiet. Their power made everyone in the clan silent. Whenever they were disproven in any argument, they would just laugh and say, what are you talking about? If they came at me with a subject or a topic, and I completely disproved it on my part, I would come back with the same argument to them, and they would tell me it's irrelevant. I never wanted to name this video why you shouldn't join Team Ivy. I wanted to name this video my experience with it. Back then when I first had joined Team Ivy, they were always telling me how this was a place where everyone, these were the banished people from Twiz. They didn't want to be a part of Twiz because they saw it as this wrongful, toxic environment. But they don't even realize that that's what they became, and that's what they are starting to be. That's what they've been. I wanted to not seem like I was picking sides. I wanted to let the viewers in the comments, decide for themselves and talk about their experiences. But it's just, I don't want people to waste their time. Just like what I did with TwizClan. I don't want people wasting their time on something. I literally had grinded days and months, and I had so many rough times just to get clips for them, just to then get laughed and spit in my face by the leaders themselves. If I had to say one little sentence for Team Ivy, it's just they're all one big joke. They're childish. They don't know how to run a team. They can't function. They're toxic. They're negative. They don't know what they're doing. They blame everything on everyone else. When responsibilities come to them, they just dismiss it and ignore it and push it away. This is probably one of the most unprofessional clans you could join. And I might have to argue worse than TwizClan. At least TwizClan looked like it seemed like a family. And this, it was just a battlefield for arguments and just negativity. Having a negative experience is always fine, but it's not one that you're suffering through.